Nebraska's trusted news source. This is Channel 8 News at 4:30.
Now at 4:30, war on water. Hear about the new advanced cyber attacks that have officials worried and why they believe it could be linked to the war in Iran. Plus, targeting traffickers. Hear how local organizations are hoping to put a stop to human trafficking in our area and what you can do to help. And spending spike, why it's straining your wallets even more than usual when it comes to back-to-school shopping and how you can find the best deals for your student. But we begin tonight with a new report bringing attention to the housing market in Lincoln right now. Happy Friday, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Mackenzie Johnson. If you're a renter in Lincoln, now this might spark your interest. A new report is highlighting relative affordability for renters across the country. They found that if you're paying $1,500 per month for rent here in Lincoln, you're most likely getting around 1,000 square feet of space. According to Rent Cafe, that's a lot more room than most cities in the country. Let's compare that to the same amount of rent for Manhattan, New York. Now, you'd only get around 210 square feet. That's the space you can see highlighted there in purple. And the rest of the image is what people in McAllen, Texas can secure for $1,500 a month. That's over 1,300 square feet. So Lincoln really isn't too far behind that. This pie chart here also is showing most renters in the U.S. are living in 1 to 2 bedroom apartments for about $1,500. According to Rent Cafe's report, Lincoln is 4th in the Midwest for the most amount of space you get for your money. They also say we're seeing rent prices go up and square feet go down. Let's get to our Friday evening and weekend forecast now with meteorologist Dominic Ferraro. Dom, how's it looking out there?
Hey, good afternoon, Mackenzie. A bit of a cloudy end of the work week, but otherwise not terrible. Temperatures a little bit cooler today as well. I know I got to spend some time outside this morning, and it was pleasant seeing some cooler weather, although definitely going to be on the breezy side for any of your Friday night plans. Temperatures right now in Lincoln 79 as well as Beatrice there. Those seeing a little more sunshine, though, have made their way into the lower and middle 80s this afternoon. As we go forward the rest of the way, we might sneak our way then to the low 80s for us in the capital city, then back down into the 70s for the majority of your Friday night. Ultimately, then overnight lows falling down then into the 60s. But it'll be those winds that'll be noticeable, gusting up to 40 to 45 miles per hour for a little bit longer here, and then slowly tapering off as we head through your Friday evening and into the day on Saturday. For a quick look at that weekend forecast, got us in the mid 80s. We will see a little more smoke aloft from those northerly winds tomorrow. That will just kind of add a little bit of a filter to that sunshine and maybe keep temperatures a touch on the cooler side. But as we take a look then at your Sunday forecast, back closer then to average temperatures here tomorrow. Also the start of August. So kind of a cool thing to see a little bit of a more mild start to the month after several hot days coming up here. But we'll better look at that forecast coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thank you so much, Dom. New tonight, Lincoln police responding to a crash in southeast Lincoln. The collision happening near South 91st Street and Andermatt Drive this morning. Now, this was the scene when citizen journalist Melanie arrived there filming this video, which she shared to our Now Local News app. You can see a large police presence there. A Lincoln police vehicle is securing the area. Now, it appears 2 vehicles were involved, one of them looking pretty heavily damaged. Right now, no official word yet on what happened or if anyone was injured, but if we find out, you'll be the first to know. We're learning new details now about a messy crash in downtown Lincoln overnight. Both LPD and the State Patrol sending out people to help with the crash. You can see here a vehicle had slammed into the Lincoln Station building on 7th and P Streets early this morning. Law enforcement sealing off the area with tape after it crashed into that building. One of our Channel 8 crew members capturing video from the scene. Lincoln police telling us it all started with an attempted traffic stop by state troopers. Officials say the driver escaped and ended up crashing into the building after taking a wrong turn. According to LPD, the driver and a passenger were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. NSP says the driver will likely be cited for DUI. We'll keep you posted as soon as we have any updates. Coming up tonight at 5, find out why one business downtown is shutting its doors today after this crash. Well, officials in Minnesota are investigating a series of cyber attacks targeting water plants, and the FBI says it's potentially connected to the war in Iran. Here's ABC's Christian Cordero.
Today, federal officials are urging local water organizations across the country to ramp up their security as the FBI investigates a widespread cyber attack targeting more than 30 systems in Minnesota. Authorities are still working to determine who was responsible. Preliminary findings suggest Iran or an Iranian-backed group is involved. President Trump today dismissed that initial analysis from federal officials, instead blaming Minnesota without providing details.
I would blame it on Minnesota and the governor, the corrupt governor of Minnesota. They like to say, oh, it was Iran. Iran should be so lucky. Iran's got bigger problems than worrying about Minnesota.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz responded on social media, claiming federal cuts made to the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency exposed the U.S. to cyber attacks. The FBI says some of the systems targeted reported flooding and a loss of pressure, with the nation's top cybersecurity agency adding hackers were able to crack various passwords to take control of the water supply, in some cases even shutting it down completely. The hackers so far have not asked for ransom money, leaving some officials to believe the goal is simply to disrupt service, as experts note the ongoing war plus back and forth threats to civilian infrastructure.
The more that Iran targets, and we can actually prove, or at least our intelligence community believes, that they're responsible for this, they increase the likelihood of those being targeted should a massive increase in military operations against Iran begin.
The FBI says the hacks follow a similar pattern carried out in other states by suspected Iranian-linked actors. So far, companies in at least 7 states have reported incidents to federal authorities. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Right now, the Lincoln Airport is raising awareness on human trafficking. It's their 3rd annual Human Trafficking Awareness event. Now, it's dedicated to educating people in the public and inspiring action to help combat human trafficking. LNK bringing out community members, nonprofits, and advocates for this event. The Lincoln Center for Legal Immigration Assistance sharing these pictures from it this afternoon. Channel 8 was also there, and coming up in our 5 o'clock news, you'll hear from authorities on how they're working to keep vulnerable members of our community safe. New at 4:30, a health alert issued after dangerous algae is found in a reservoir in Stanton County. According to the Department of Health and Human Services, they have detected high levels of harmful blue-green algae at the Mascanthine Reservoir. You can see a couple pictures of it here. They say samples of a toxin released from the lake are testing above the safe levels, and officials say they have put up signs there warning people to stay clear of the area and to specifically avoid swimming in the lake. New developments in the FIFA controversy over the potential sale of stakes in the World Cup sold to private investigators. Now, President Trump is responding. ABC's Armando Garcia has the details.
Today, pressure mounting on FIFA President Gianni Infantino after he revealed a plan to offer a $20 million payout to member federations if they sell their stake in the World Cup to private investors. The proposal includes creating a $20 billion company that would manage commercial opportunities for FIFA's biggest competitions, including the World Cup. One of the investors would be Thrive Eternal, a company created by Joshua Kushner, the brother of President Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner. President Trump today saying Infantino never told him about the plan.
Did FIFA or Mr. Infantino speak to you about their proposal to sell a stake in the World Cup? No, I never spoke to him.
Today, the Asian Football Confederation joined the rebukes from CONCACAF, which oversees North American federations, and all 55 national associations that make up Europe's governing soccer body UEFA, voting unanimously to boycott all FIFA events if the plan goes through, including the World Cup.
I think FIFA's plans are falling apart, and I'm dead proud, actually, that the FA and UEFA have led the charge against the idea the World Cup's for sale.
FIFA responding to the backlash, stating that the consultation process was muddied by false reports and vowing to continue consulting with all federations about the proposal, saying in part, quote, "Nobody is selling football. This is not something FIFA would ever entertain." But some fans still weary about the offer.
I think fans are outraged by what's being proposed. Yeah, we don't believe that it's for FIFA to sell the rights to football. Football is not for sale.
Experts say that if a boycott goes into effect, it could potentially derail the 2027 Women's World Cup, with playoffs planned in October. Armando Garcia, ABC News, New York.
Well, don't go anywhere. We have a lot more news coming up at 4:30, and that includes peptides in pharmacies. The new FDA vote that could soon make 6 controversial drugs legally available in the U.S. Why critics are pushing back on the decision. And coming up all new at 5, detection device. Why researchers are optimistic that this instrument created by a UNL engineer would be a game changer when it comes to catching dangerous diseases early. Stay with us.
Craving
Back to school shopping is in full swing. Parents are feeling the economic pressure this year. It's almost time for many kids to return to class, and there are big savings to be found on supplies. ABC's Elizabeth Schultze has the details.
Now is the time to save on your back-to-school shopping. Our new GMA Ipsos poll finds more than 2/3 of K-12 parents say their shopping is more expensive this summer compared to last year. When you break it down by category, parents expect to spend the most, $337 on average per child, on items for after-school activities, including sports. Clothes and shoes are next at $275. School supplies expected to cost $118, then tech like laptops and tablets, and finally books. In total, it comes out to nearly $900 per child. So how can you fight the cost? Well, several states do offer sales tax holidays for back-to-school shopping, meaning you will not pay sales tax on qualifying school supplies, clothes, shoes, even electronics. But the windows are short, so you want to have your list ready. This weekend, the tax holidays are in Arkansas, New Mexico, Tennessee, West Virginia, and Florida. Next weekend, they'll be in 10 other states. There are also back-to-school deals at Walmart, Target, and Amazon. Some of those are ending soon, though, so make sure to check. Elizabeth Schultze, ABC News, Washington.
Well, and here at home, communities are coming together to make sure no kid is left behind. Over in Sarpy County, more than 600 students are getting brand new backpacks loaded up with essential school supplies and clothes. That was during their 11th back to school bash yesterday. The sheriff's office teaming up with local organizations to connect families to helpful community resources. New developments now, a push to make a drug legally available in the U.S. An FDA advisory panel voting in favor of making 6 wellness peptides available in pharmacies. While peptides are not currently FDA approved, they have been surging in popularity, especially on social media. Many influencers, athletes, and some doctors say they have health benefits like reducing inflammation and promoting longevity. But health experts have advised against the use. Following the FDA's approval, people would be able to get it with a doctor's prescription. Well, a gloomy and kind of windy day out there. Here's meteorologist Dominic Ferraro for our full forecast. Dom?
Hey, Mackenzie, if you're kind of hoping for some cooler temperatures here as we head into the weekend, well, you are in luck. We're going to stay on the cooler side here to wrap up your Friday night. It will be a bit breezy, though, through the overnight hours. So, strap the trash cans down maybe and just keep an eye on the winds. As we head then into Saturday, that will bring in a little more smoke in the upper levels of the atmosphere from those wildfires up in Canada and up in the northern reaches of North America here. And that is going to give us a little bit of a haze out there. I don't think a whole lot of impacts here on the surface, but it'll be noticeable at least as you take a look up into the sky, and then slowly climbing then with temperatures back to normal as we head towards the end of the weekend and into the start of next week. It's certainly been a cooler day here in eastern Nebraska, upper 70s to lower 80s for those temperatures right now, but not far from us. Still fairly typical summertime temperatures, 90 in McCook, 93 in Ogallala, the upper 80s for Chadron and Scotts Bluff. It's been the winds, especially for us here in eastern Nebraska on the strong side. Here's a look at your current wind gusts just after 4:45, anywhere from 30 to 40, even closer to 45 miles an hour out of the north there for those gusts closer to the Tri-Cities area. So it is going to be fairly breezy for any of your Friday night plans. The good news is, though, we should see this cloud cover continue to phase out as we head through the overnight hours tonight. Clear skies just dealing then with those winds. And honestly, we're going to see lots of sunshine here for the start of your Saturday. It will then just be kind of overshadowed by the chance for some of that wildfire smoke to make its way through the upper levels of the atmosphere. Still staying clear as we head through your Saturday evening and into Sunday morning with, again, barely a cloud in the sky making its way on the stormcast here as we head towards your Sunday afternoon. Here's a look, though, at that smoke in the upper levels. As you can see, as we head through the overnight hours tonight, we do see that pick up here, especially for central and eastern Nebraska. And that does stick around then as we continue to see that low pressure system that gave us all those storm chances yesterday move off to the east. And behind that then is when we see that smoke continuing to move on in, as we'll see northerly winds throughout most of the day Saturday, and then ultimately switching to be more out of the south on Sunday. And that will then kind of return that smoke then back up to the north. Temperature-wise, we're starting out your Saturday then in the mid-60s, into the mid-70s for any lunch plans, and then the lower to middle 80s for those high temperatures. Still looking at a bit of a breeze, though, out of the north between 10 and 20 miles per hour. Can't rule out a couple gusts there close to 30. But other than that, I mean, for the start of August, we'll take the mid-80s, especially when we've seen the upper 90s to lower triple digits, not dealing then with anywhere near the high levels of humidity we've had over the last week, too. So kind of a cooler start to the weekend here. We're staying dry then until the middle of next week.
Thank you so much, Dom. New details now. President Trump is weighing in on the standoff between 2 Republican senators and the Department of Justice. ABC's Christian Cordero has those details.
A tumultuous week on Capitol Hill ends with little progress in confirming President Trump's pick for Attorney General, Todd Blanche. Outgoing GOP Senators John Cornyn and Thom Tillis are key holdouts, repeatedly delaying Blanche's confirmation hearing because they want in writing that the controversial settlement agreement between President Trump and his own IRS is dead.
Todd Blanche is a very, very good man, and he shouldn't be in the middle of this. He should get approved, because you will never get anybody like him. You're never going to get anybody. And to make him a pawn in this whole thing, this is being done by a senator, and I don't really blame him, to be honest with you. I endorse his opponent.
Both Cornyn and Tillis deny their actions are politically motivated. Senator Cornyn lost the Texas primary earlier this year. Tillis is not seeking re-election. Trump this week suggested temporarily withdrawing Blanche's nomination, then bringing him back after the senator's terms end in January. And today, while at a first-of-its-kind cabinet meeting at Camp David, ABC's Mary Bruce asked for clarification that the administration will not move forward with the nearly $1.8 billion fund the president created to compensate political allies.
Do you agree with the acting attorney general that the anti-weaponization fund is dead? And why not just put that in writing?
Well, it is dead, but, I wish it weren't, to be honest with you. I think people were horribly treated, horribly abused.
The president insists the fund was for those he claims were wronged by past administrations. Among the people believed to have been eligible for compensation, the roughly 1,600 people who were charged or convicted in connection with the January 6th attack on the Capitol. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Right now, Amazon says it's received around $600 million in tariff refunds, and some of that money might be getting sent back to customers. Earlier this year, the Supreme Court ruling that many of the Trump administration's tariffs were illegal. The global online retailer was among the many companies that applied for refunds. Amazon's finance chief says the company intends to reimburse shoppers if possible. The refunds will be issued automatically if Amazon can trace specific import charges to an individual order. Now, in many cases, third-party sellers on the platform paid the tariffs, which could make the process more complicated. When we come back, going rogue, the new and alarming security breach by an AI model impacting several companies, why it's raising more questions about safety. And coming up new at 5, a new gas station over in Gretna. Find out which giant company is planting its seeds along I-80 in Nebraska and why this one is drawing so much buzz. We'll be right back. AI giant Anthropic says one of its models hacked into 3 other organizations during testing, and 2 of the organizations didn't even detect the hack. But this comes just days after OpenAI says one of its models went rogue and hacked into another AI company. Now the latest incident is raising more concerns about AI safety. ABC's Elizabeth Schultz has the details.
This is another warning about how powerful these AI models are becoming. Anthropic, which is the maker of Claude, says while it was recently testing out its AI, its models hacked the computer systems of 3 other organizations without authorization by humans. Anthropic saying that Claude compromised the impacted organization's infrastructure using basic technique like exploiting weak passwords. Anthropic did not name the companies affected. It says it discovered the incidents while reviewing its security in the wake of an alarming disclosure last week by its rival OpenAI, which makes ChatGPT. In that case, OpenAI said 2 of its models went rogue, breaking out of a security test and hacking the systems of another AI startup. OpenAI called it an unprecedented cyber incident. And this is all raising concerns about how quickly AI is developing and the need for potential regulation. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman was here in Washington this week. Some lawmakers are calling for an AI kill switch. Keep in mind, Anthropic and OpenAI, 2 giants already at the forefront of this, are now urging the government to slow down the pace of AI development. Back to you.
Well, let's find out if this weekend's weather is maybe going to have a little bit more sunshine. Here's meteorologist Dominic Ferraro. What do you think, Dom?
Yeah, Mackenzie, looking like mostly sunny skies here for your Saturday forecast. We may see a little bit of smoke, adding just a little bit of haze then to the atmosphere, but otherwise a fairly pleasant start to the month of August tomorrow. For the rest of your Friday night, though, temperatures hanging around here, the low 80s to upper 70s, and it's going to be certainly breezy out there for any of those Friday night plans. Partly to mostly cloudy skies then for southeast Nebraska. Ultimately clearing out, though, as we head through the overnight hours. Your temperatures tonight down into the upper 50s to lower 60s for your overnight lows. High temperatures tomorrow, especially in eastern Nebraska, once again on the cooler side as we see the low to middle 80s, though the upper 80s to low 90s as you head out towards the west. Taking a look then at that forecast heading through the rest of the weekend and into the start of next week, back into the upper 80s and lower 90s. So pretty close to those average high temperatures for this time of year. We should see plenty of sunshine the rest of the weekend as well. Storm chances then returning to the forecast late Tuesday and into the middle of next week.
All right, thank you so much, Dom. That's going to do it for Channel 8 News at 4:30. Rod Fowler is coming up next, along with our reporters and our citizen journalists. We have a lot more news for you at the top of the hour. Stick with us. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Which room in your home could use new flooring? Carpets Direct is your #1
Nebraska's trusted news source. This is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up tonight, getting paid. The College Sports Commission approves reworked NIL deals for 18 Husker players. How many millions of dollars they're going to see coming their way. Also tonight, Bucky's Bustle.
If it were not for this amazing incentive, they would not have looked at Nebraska.
What the sweet deal was that made the mega gas station consider a site in Gretna. Also boarded up. What business had to close due to repairs today after a dangerous crash this morning? Airport Alliance.
We are always willing to take that call and explore it, investigate it.
What the Lincoln Airport is doing to raise awareness during their 3rd annual Human Trafficking Awareness Day. And in the lab, we get an inside look at where a potentially revolutionary medical device is being made. What strange technique the device uses to detect Parkinson's and Alzheimer's early. Developing now, the detection of dangerous diseases may now be possible through a tiny sticker. We first brought you this story yesterday about a UNL engineer who's making strides in early detection of Alzheimer's and Parkinson's through tracking how you walk. Today, we're getting an inside look at how it's made and how it works. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us tonight on this Friday. I'm Rod Fowler. Our Danielle Da Silva got in the lab where these devices are made and tested. She has a story for us after learning the connection between walking and early detection. Danielle?
A UNL professor of engineering is making major waves in the medical industry. Using this machine behind me, he created a tiny device, a sticker, that's giving doctors a heads up on what's going on inside of your body. Dr. Ericles Pepinos is a professor of vascular surgery at UNMC. He says evaluating the way a person walks or their gait is many times the very first step in discovering some major medical issues. And different diseases affect your walking in different ways.
In other words, if the problem is your joints, you have a certain walking pattern. If the problem is blood flow, you have a little different pattern. And if your brain is the problem, different again.
He says finding these patterns is crucial for diagnosis and takes a multidisciplinary collaboration. Doctors study the disease's impact. Biomechanists like UNMC's Dr. Myers connects it to the walking difficulties, and now engineers too.
Like Dr. Salim, take this information and produce a sensor.
After a conversation with NU President Dr. Gold, Professor Farid Al-Salim spent the last year using his research in the field of architectural engineering to combine it with the research done by his medical colleagues and built a sensor as small as a Band-Aid that picks up the body's movements over time.
We'll put the components in the PCB, and then we take it to the oven, and then we'll bake that device to be ready.
Creating the company Grasshopper, his work is revolutionizing the ability for the everyday person to bring back data to their doctors for early detection. So how did this all come together?
Nebraska department, we get the grant to support this commercialization. Private donors and companies in Nebraska also. So it's kind of very strong ecosystem that kind of move things from research to products.
The team is currently building up the AI model to improve the efficiency of this sticker and will then be starting clinical trials.
They will recruit patients with Parkinson's disease and healthy subject because you want to compare a healthy subject with one has a disease. You know, we envision this is again bigger than this, and eventually I'm waiting a way where our Huskers or Maverick and UNO, they're wearing this during the game.
And should be made accessible to everyone all around the world, having it start right here in Nebraska. Salim says the product should be available by the end of this year and should be covered by your insurance under medical device coverage. Danielle Da Silva, Channel 8 News.
Very interesting. Thank you, Danielle. We now know the route for Crete Police Chief Gary Young's procession following the funeral service, which will begin at 10 a.m. on Monday at the Ag Hall in Crete. Chief Young will be brought to Lincoln Memorial Cemetery. They'll enter Lincoln at South 14th and Saltillo and continue northbound to the cemetery. The State Patrol says you're encouraged to line the route in Crete and in Lincoln, but not on the highway. We will bring you scenes from the procession in our shows on Monday. Well, right now, the Lincoln Airport is raising awareness during Human Trafficking Awareness Day. The most recent numbers coming from 2024. There were around 12,000 identified trafficking situations and cases in the U.S., according to the National Human Trafficking Hotline. Nebraska accounted for over 0.5% of those, but many cases go unreported. Lincoln Airport partners with Blue Lightning, an initiative to end human trafficking. They came together today to strengthen the community's knowledge in recognizing the signs of this. Our Skylar Sears was at the event today and has the story for us tonight.
Local organizations gathered at the Lincoln Airport, raising awareness about human trafficking. It's closer to home than many people realize, happening here in Nebraska, often involving someone the victim knows. That's why they say community members play an important role in recognizing the warning signs and reporting concerns.
Trafficking's local. Most people get trafficked by people they know or family, friends. And that's why the public, our eyes or ears, when you call 911, those tips come in, we'll react to that. Our local partners will react to that.
Law enforcement says every report is taken seriously and can help connect potential victims with resources and support.
We are always willing to take that call and explore it, investigate it, and even if there's nothing at that moment in time that we can do as law enforcement officers, this is why we have these relationships and partnerships. We'll make the referrals if we see signs and symptoms.
Speakers say they want victims to know they aren't alone and that local organizations are ready to meet them where they are and support them. Reporting in Lincoln, Skylar Sears, Channel 8 News.
Now let's get a look at your first forecast on this Friday night. Citizen journalists sending us scenes from the storms last night. If you woke up to it, you were greeted with a view like this: rain dumping down, lightning strobing throughout the sky. Citizen journalists Brian and Dennis sending in videos into our Now Local News app from Lincoln and Ceresco. Both of their rain collectors showing about an inch from that storm last night. Here's what things are looking like right now. We're taking a live look outside through our tower camera. Cloudy, a little windy. Looks like it wants to rain again, but will it? Let's get to meteorologist Dominic Ferraro to find out. Dom.
Hey, good evening, Ron. Happy Friday, everybody. Well, it looks like it might want to rain outside. I do think we stay on the dry side here for the rest of your Friday night and into the start of the weekend. A few passing clouds there, as we just saw on your Barry Law camera. Temperatures right now in Lincoln, 79 degrees, and the dew points slowly starting to come down now in the lower 60s, though it still feels like the lower 80s out there. But take a look at those winds out of the north right now at 25 miles per hour and gusting at the Lincoln Airport up to 37. So I want to make sure that we're holding on to any hats tonight or the trash can as we get ready to head into the weekend. Upper 70s to lower to mid 80s then for eastern Nebraska. Temperatures, though, out towards the west still hanging on to the 90s. It's 93 in Ogallala, 89 in McCook, 89 in Imperial. So a couple spots there close, but again, much cooler here in eastern Nebraska, partly because of those stronger winds, as we can see sustained between 15 to 25 miles per hour out of the north. Those aren't going anywhere for the rest of our Friday evening. A few passing clouds then right on the edge of that cloud cover as that system we saw yesterday continues to depart then to the east. Going forward, we'll still see a few stronger wind gusts here through the 8-9 o'clock hour and then slowly tapering off there shortly after sunset. Those still plenty breezy as we go through the overnight and into the start of the day on Saturday. We'll better look at that weekend forecast and what you can expect for the week ahead coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Dominic. Check out this video the Norfolk Police Division posted. Those storms causing some major damage there. This huge tree got snapped in half and was blocking one of their streets and landed on the front of that truck. They say there was also standing water on several streets because of the sheer amount of rainfall, making driving pretty dangerous in some areas. Some Husker football players are going to be seeing some serious cash coming their way. The College Sports Commission recently approved some NIL deals for 18 different Nebraska players, totaling $7.5 million. Our Nick Erickson joins us now with how this came to be. Nick, what do you have for us tonight?
Yeah, thanks, Rod. It was confirmed from the Associated Press on Thursday that these 18 players were approved for reworked NIL deals. Now, who the 18 players were was not released. The College Sports Commission approved $7.5 million in name, image, and likeness opportunities. Rod, what is interesting about this is that the deal was initially rejected 2 months ago by the College Sports Commission, according to the Associated Press, because it dealt with a third party, Playfly, and didn't know if they were considered to be an associated entity. It said, quote, the arbitrator said the deals lacked what the CSC called a valid business purpose because they did not include goods or services offered to the general public for profit. Troy Dana, Nebraska's athletic director, says that full payment for the 18 Husker players would be made following the conclusion and fulfillment of their responsibilities regarding the deal. We'll have more for you at the 6 and 10 Sports Zone, but for now, Rod, back to you.
All right, thank you, Nick. And don't go anywhere. We have more heading your way after the break and a new batch of stories for our 6 o'clock news, including AI integration, how Lincoln Public Schools are towing the line of teaching students how to use AI while still having students use their own skills. And coming up after the break, Buc-ee's buzz. Gretna moves closer to the construction of the mega gas station outside of their town there. What Buc-ee says is the main reason they're choosing Gretna. Don't go away. Dangerous crash that happened early this morning. Here's video from the scene. A driver crashed into the historic Lincoln Station building there in the Haymarket. Police tell us a state trooper attempted a traffic stop. The driver took off and hit the building. He and a passenger had non-life-threatening injuries. The driver, he is facing several charges tonight, including DUI and fleeing to avoid arrest. Now, the Lincoln Visitor Center is located in that building. It posted they are closed today and tomorrow. They aren't saying it is because of the crash, but they are located right next to that front entrance. And some new details on former Cowboys quarterback Tony Romo. You're seeing the video from his arrest in Milwaukee here. He's accused of driving under the influence. Well, CBS Sports releasing a statement today saying Romo will be on leave from his role with their network until further notice. Former Houston Texans star J.J. Watt will be taking over for him during his leave. New tonight, we're learning more about the new Buc-ee's being built in Gretna. This is where the mega gas station chain called Buc-ee's will be off of Interstate 80 near the Nebraska Crossing outlet there. Although I-80 stretches almost 3,000 miles from San Francisco to New York City, it will be the first Buc-ee's built along the interstate. Buc-ee's has a huge following across America, so there's a lot of excitement swirling around the construction of this one in Gretna. City leaders say the company expects to close on the property around September and begin construction as early as next spring. We got on the phone today with the Gretna City Administrator to learn more about why Buc-ee's chose this location.
The Buc-ee's representative has told time and time again, if it were not for this amazing incentive, they would not have looked at Nebraska.
Now, the incentive she's talking about is the Good Life District program. It's where certain districts receive a portion of the state sales tax generated in their area to invest in projects. This Buc-ee's in Gretna falls into that category.
If the state sales tax is generated from one of the 5 Good Life districts, then 2.75% of that 5.5 cent state sales tax gets returned back to the city to invest in the Good Life district under the parameters of the state law.
So a win-win for both Buc-ee's and Gretna. We'll keep you posted when construction of the new mega gas station gets underway. Right now, a new rent cafe study is showing people in Lincoln are paying more for less apartment space this year. Take a look at this map with me. Now, the darker purples there show places where $1,500 a month for rent gets you around 1,100 square feet of apartment space. The lighter purple showing places where that amount of money will get you less square feet. As you can see, Lincoln right there falls about in the middle for cities across the U.S. Although Lincoln is 4th in the Midwest for the most amount of space for $1,500 a month, we're seeing rent prices go up and square feet go down. Our average rent is now at $1,300 a month. A $1,500 budget now covers 1,053 square feet. That's 31 less square feet than in 2025.
Now, your Storm Alert Team Forecast with meteorologist Dominic Ferraro.
Well, those heading out for any Friday night plans, we'll see cloud cover stick around here for just a bit longer. A bit breezy, but cooler for those temperatures as we round out your Friday night. Then as we head into Saturday, those northerly winds we've seen for most of the day today will continue to then push some smoke into the upper levels of the atmosphere. Might be a bit hazy, though otherwise mostly sunny then for the start of our weekend, and we'll slowly climb back to closer to normal temperatures then as we head into the first couple of days of August. Here's a look at those rainfall totals over the last 24 hours, and it kind of depended on just if you fell in just the right spot. As you know, here in Lincoln, about just under an inch. Then same story there in Beatrice. A few of these totals then out towards the west, making maybe on the little bit lower side as we had those showers and thunderstorms moving through portions of the state by this time yesterday. But half an inch in Wahoo. Omaha also close to an inch there, just under 9/10 of an inch in Nebraska City. So a lot of folks then continue to get some good rainfall even out towards central and western Nebraska, where they have been statistically drier than most of us for the majority of the summer, really. So again, if you needed the moisture, hopefully you got some of that yesterday. And then now here we're left with mostly cloudy skies on your Shones roofing camera as we get ready then for just a fairly pleasant weekend ahead. A quick look there in Beatrice. Temperatures down there in the upper 70s. Same story here in Lincoln, 78 as well in Columbus. A few lower 80s sprinkled in the north central Nebraska into central portions of the state. And then you get warmer as you head out towards the Panhandle. As we take a closer look though in southeast Nebraska, it's 74 up in the Omaha area. Still hanging on to the low 80s for Aurora, Hastings, Grand Island. They've seen a little more sunshine than we have, and plenty breezy out there. This is a look at your wind gusts right now. 37 miles an hour for your gusts at the Lincoln Airport, 40 in Wahoo, the lower to the middle and even upper 30s then for the Tri-Cities. So it's going to be a breezy one out there as we continue then for the rest of your evening. A few more passing clouds, but I think the majority of us are going to stay on the clear side. A couple lighter showers then wrapping around the backside of this system in portions of north central Iowa and then kind of into western Iowa here. But I think the majority of us here in eastern Nebraska will continue to stay on the dry side as those clouds clear out heading into your Friday night. Very clear then for the start of your day on Saturday, at least in terms of cloud cover, and even into Saturday evening, early Sunday morning. It makes my job easy here, mostly clear to mostly sunny skies. Then for the majority of the weekend, we may see a few more passing clouds then out towards the portions of the Panhandle, but we do stay, again, pretty clear, pretty sunny in eastern Nebraska. As we take a look at the smoke forecast, though, this is your vertically integrated smoke. So this is more in the upper levels of the atmosphere. We won't likely see a whole lot of this reach the surface, but as we head through the overnight hours tonight, we will see a higher concentration of smoke then build through for the majority of the state as that backside of that low pressure system we were just talking about kind of funnels in some more of that wildfire smoke down from Canada and northern portions of the United States, and that does leave us then just a bit hazy as we go throughout your Saturday and into the day on Sunday. We will see those winds then shift back out of the south as we head towards the start of next week. That'll help kind of push that smoke then back up to the north. Temperatures tomorrow cooler in eastern Nebraska, the low to mid 80s for your highs. Got us at 84 in Lincoln. Then the upper 80s to lower 90s as you get out closer to Ogallala, Imperial, and into portions of the Panhandle. We do then get closer to average then Sunday and into Monday as we should see a little more sunshine without that haze then from those wildfires. Our next best chance of precipitation kind of eyeing that late Tuesday into Wednesday, and then possibly again there on Thursday as highs quickly back down into the mid 80s, but we'll return to the more seasonal temperatures as we round out next week.
All right, thank you so much, Dominic. Right now, a big change is coming to Lincoln Electric System. LES is announcing their customer lobby is shutting down for good today. They say they're doing this to transition to more convenient ways to manage customer accounts. They say more and more customers are choosing to manage their accounts on their computers or over their phone. With the lobby gone, keep in mind you can still mail in your payments. Food Fort is getting in on the back-to-school giving. They're announcing their back-to-school block party. It's going to go from August 3rd through August 6th, beginning at 5:30 p.m. each day. They'll be providing free dinner and dessert along with free backpacks and school supplies. They have 4 different locations planned for the 4-day event. Here's how it's going to go. It starts at Clinton, followed by West Lincoln, Saratoga, and then finally South Salt Creek. Well, don't go anywhere. We have more for you after the break and a whole lot more coming up at 6 o'clock, including Brain Computer, how a grant awarded to UNL will lead them to research how to model a computer after our human brain. Sounds interesting, right? Stay with us. 10 of Catch a Cop. It's a day where kids get to try their hand at catching a police officer. The kids win the challenge if they're able to pin their sticker on an officer. This was started by Officer Eddie Walters 10 years ago. The police department says it's always a fun event and a great way for kids and officers alike to enjoy the summer. You know, I wouldn't do very well in that because after about 20 feet, I'd be so tired I wouldn't be able to catch the cop, you know, so good thing I'm not partaking.
I say tune in for the 10 o'clock where Rod tries to catch the cop. We'll find a way to make that happen.
I'm going to catch a meteorologist, all right?
All right, so let's go ahead and do the weather because I got to run here because Rod's about to come after me. As we take a look, though, at your low temperatures tonight, low to mid-60s, still plenty breezy out there. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a gust or two up to 40 through the overnight hours. Tomorrow, temperatures still on the cooler side, low to mid-80s with mostly sunny skies, though we may see a little bit of a haze out there from that wildfire smoke. Back into the upper 80s on Sunday, the 90s potentially there by Monday. So, you know, all in all, for the start of August, not too bad. We'll stick around with those seasonal high temperatures as we head through the week ahead.
And thank you so much for joining us. World News is coming your way next, and we'll see you right back here at 6 o'clock.
Closed